Welcome back to Four Faces. Today we're going to talk about that COVID-19 vaccination. Yep, let's get down to it. So, let's talk about it. First of all, here's the question. Do you pay or are you going to pay for that vaccine? Good question. But before I start, let me talk about getting the shot. So listen, I took my second shot. I got it over with. The first shot I took in January. Second shot I just took this month. I'm going to tell you right now, the first shot, it felt a little sore in the arm. I got over that maybe a day and a half. The second shot, I felt a little feverish. It didn't really hurt in the arm. You can check out my previous videos about taking the COVID-19 vaccination. With that being said, the question, is, do you pay for that vaccine? And the answer to that question is, actually, no. You don't actually pay for it. However, there's a however there now. Check this out, though. So when I went to take my second shot, they asked me for my medical card. I'm like, what? So this is exactly what I said, quote unquote. I said, why do you need that? I was like, why? I thought it was free. So I said, no, I thought it was free. Why do you need my medical card if it's free? It doesn't make sense to me, right? It might not even make sense to you. But nevertheless, so I asked him the question. His answer was, oh, we just want to make sure you got a medical card and, we got some type of medical plan. I'm like, huh? What? So I kind of was paused and I was a little puzzled. I just okay. So that doesn't make sense though. So the true nature of that, it sounds as if you need a medical plan in order to get the vaccine. That's where it seems like. Now, just to kind of back that up a little bit, I was at a store, a pharmaceutical store. I won't mention its name, sorry. But when I went there, they said on an announcement that the vaccine will be distributed there and it will be free providing your medical card. Your medical, hold up here. Biden said it was going to be free. It ain't free. It's not really. Let me be more precise. It's free in the sense that it's not coming out of your pocket right then and there, right? But it's not free in the sense that your medical coverage, it seems as if they're going to pay it and get reimbursed by the government. That's what it seems like. So, this is like crazy town. So they might say, okay, well, nothing in America is free. And I'll look at you and say, you're probably right. Actually, you're right. But that's not the bigger issue. The bigger issue is this, though. Check this one out. If you're saying that, so basically what we're really getting at is that, yes, it's going to cost something. It's not really free. Somebody's paying for it. And that means basically we're paying for it, right? The customer is paying for it. Doesn't matter that over 500,000 people died, you're still going to pay it. In other words, you got to pay to live. That's the way it works, right? That's capitalism. So with that said, though, but here's an issue. Here's the big issue, like I just said. Here's the bigger issue. The big issue is this. Think about it. Why is it that in some communities, minority communities, which usually have less robust medical plans, why they are getting the vaccine not readily as other communities are? That's a question. But now it explains why it is like that, right? Because at the end of the day, there's a number attached to it. There's financing attached to it. Just like everything in America, everything gonna cost you something. And it's those, and I'm not being conspiracy theorist, just take a look at the facts. In Florida, I think it was last week. Yes, it was last week. That matter of fact, it was on the news. It was on the news last week. It was also on the news this week. And they talk about how in Florida that there are communities, more influenced communities, that are getting access to the vaccines before people with less robust, I like to say, medical plans are. Think about that. Think about this also. Remember last year, early last year, I believe it was March, April, when they started to give out the testing. Do you remember that? Think back a little bit. They gave out the testing. They gave out the testing first in minority or on more poverty-stricken neighborhoods? Did they give the testing out there first? Let me help you remember that. Answer is no, they didn't. They did not. People, other doctors in the community had to set their own way of doing the testing. And by the way, they did say the testing was free. It really wasn't free. You know why it wasn't free? Because when you had to go get tested, they had to act. If you went to any place to get tested, some sites might have, like government sites, might even require you to show your medical card. But you go to other sites, other medical sites, they require you to show your medical card. There you go again. So the question is this: is it really free? I don't think so. But the bigger question is the fact that it's not really technically free in the sense that, yes, the money's not coming out of your pocket, but it's going through your medical plan. So if you don't have, remember I said earlier, I said that this particular pharmacy store mentioned on an announcement said that with a medical plan, you get free vaccination. So think about that. So if that is the case, if there's a money attachment to the vaccine, that would mean that it's also likely or more feasible to say, or more readily to say, or more appropriate to say that it's going to come down to who also is able to obtain it. Think about that. So, leave a comment below. Four Faces. Peace.